Hello, welcome everyone to this afternoon's virtual school fair. My name is Shirley Rosari. I am the Executive Director of Parents for Great Camden Schools, and I welcome you on behalf of Camden Enrollment as well. We're very proud and very honored to be able to bring you this fair virtually during the pandemic so as to prepare parents with the information that they need in order to make the best informed choice for their students, especially the young kids that are entering into pre-K. We all know how important it is to have that early childhood education. And we're just excited and honored that all the school providers are here to present to parents, and excited that there are parents who will be learning about your programming, your curriculum, and the services that you provide for the first time for their own students. We have an exciting speaker today, someone who's very knowledgeable in this field, who has been doing this for a while now and really has a passion for it, comes with extensive knowledge, and it's just such a great resource for parents, and it's obvious how much she loves kids. I've always been excited to work with her and excited when she agreed to join us today to present to you as well. So without further ado, I want to welcome Ms. Tanya Gillespie as our guest speaker for today. You muted.
Yes, I had to come off of mute. I was on mute so long. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. I love the opportunity to be able to speak to parents about the pre-K program in Camden City. So I'm very excited. I know a lot of folks that are here online are going to talk about their own program. So I'm just basically going to give an overview of the importance of pre-K. For those that don't know, pre-K is a building block for education, and it starts at the age of 3. Of course, learning starts at birth, but the foundation for pre-K is the building block, and we are so excited to make sure that parents understand the importance. You develop skills in pre-K that you can't normally get when you're at home unless you're being taught by a teacher or a professional, but it's also about the socialization. Pre-K is socialization. It's a social, emotional component within our pre-K program that helps our children develop all the skills that they get to make them prepared and ready for kindergarten. So I'm going to make sure, I'm sorry for those that I'm trying to talk slow for the translation, because I do talk fast, so I'm gonna slow down. So social emotional skills that children develop help them with their calming mechanism, problem solving, those kind of things, waiting for a turn, how to share. Most parents don't understand that that's a skill that has to be developed. That's not something you're born with. That's something that you're taught. That's something that comes along with time and teaching. So we want to make sure that our children are getting those social and emotional skills that they need to prepare themselves for kindergarten and further education. Cognitive skills, that's just processing their thoughts. You form a sentence. How do you make sure that you're saying to someone that they understand what you're trying to say? Those things seem like they're simple things to us, but that's the kind of foundations that children get in preschool that they're going to need for kindergarten, along with language development, self-help skills, how to button your clothes, how to use the toilet, how to just use your fine motor skills. Those are also some of the things that make pre-K important, along with all those other things, motor skills. Children don't just know how to hold a pencil. If you ever notice an infant or toddler trying to hold a pencil, they don't hold a pencil correctly. You're building all that kind of stuff. But the biggest part of all this is socialization. Children learn from other children. Children learn from repetition. So we want to make sure that these children in these classrooms are getting those skills. And we use that by having a curriculum. And our curriculum varies, but the whole foundation of is learning through play. Most parents really say, well, pre-K is not important because all they're doing is playing all day. Exactly. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to play. But within that play, they're talking about and building those skills that I just mentioned. We have to make sure that most parents, when you ask the questions, what do you want your child to learn in pre-K? The first thing they'll say is, I want them to learn how to write their name, write their address, count to 100, do arithmetic. I mean, I've got all kinds of answers from parents of what they want a pre-K student to learn. I want them to know how to read when they leave pre-K. Well, that's unrealistic. And we like to always make sure we tell parents realistic goal for a pre-K student. Because before you get to all those skills, you have to develop the ones I was talking about a few minutes ago. You have to put the foundation of those skills to use. So you can't do mathematics or do arithmetic unless you can recognize numbers. So we're not going to teach a pre-K student how to count to 100. We're going to teach them how to recognize numbers. We might not per se teach them how to write their name, but we're going to teach them letter recognition so that they know the letters in their name. Now, parents work with their children at home all the time. We have advanced students, and we kind of work with our children where they are. So if you have an advanced student and they're already coming in writing their name, we're going to build on that so that they know how to write their name properly from left to right. First name, maybe last name, all in a row. But most pre-K students, when they start writing their name, the letters are never in the same line. There's a J up here, or O down the bottom, and an S may look like a Z. But that's the skills that they need to learn how to get into the writing. So I always tell parents, don't think that they're going to be able to count to 100 when they leave pre-K. That's not the goal. The goal is number recognition. The same thing with reading. Children can recognize the front cover of a book. They might begin to recognize letters or words in a book, but they're not going to be able to read the book. They might be able to read the pictures and tell a story, but they're not going to be able to read word for word. So those are just some of the things that you can learn in preschool. But my thing that parents always say is they're playing. They are playing because they're learning all those skills. They're learning math. They're learning science. They're learning fine motors. They're learning gross motor skills. They're learning manipulative skills. So all those things they need to be prepared for kindergarten. And I want to make sure I say this as well. We don't want to push 3 and 4-year-old children to develop the skills too fast, because when they get to kindergarten and they know everything, then they become bored students. And like I said, it's sometimes a social aspect. And I deal with parents all the time, and they say they want their child skipped. I want my child from pre-K because they can count to 100 and they know their address and they know their state and they know these wonderful things. That's great. But skipping a child, first of all, is not done in pre-K, but we can't skip them because then, like I said, you put them in an advanced situation where they're stressed out because they didn't get those socialization skills. Mom, can they share? Can they take turns? Can they follow simple one-on-one directions? So those are the kind of things that we want to make sure that parents understand why pre-K is so important. It's important to give them that first fundamental foundation. I want to talk about some of the requirements for pre-K. So in the city of Camden, you have to be 3 on or before October 1st, and you have to be a Camden City resident, not a Camden County resident, but actual Camden City resident in order to apply. Some of the things you're going to need is proof of address, the child's birth certificate. You're going to need a physical, up-to-date immunization, as well as a flu shot before December 31st. We wanted to make sure that parents understand that because a lot of times they want to come in and not have the proper things to get the children up and ready to begin school. There are 3 basic program options for pre-K. So let me start with the district. I work for the Camden City School District, Office of Early Childhood. We also have private provider sites, and we also have Head Start sites. The district and what they consider Abbott came about, I think it was like 1985 that Abbott was created, because it was created for social and economical districts within New Jersey to get additional funding. So there's like 254 districts in Camden, in New Jersey, and only 31 of those received the Abbott funding to make it free and full day for all eligible children. So that didn't happen everywhere in New Jersey, only 31 of those school districts. With that funding, we partnered with private providers and Head Start programs because the district just didn't have enough space to house all those pre-K students. And we service over 2,500 students a year, give or take. This pandemic, a lot less. But generally, our actual universe is 2,606. We always range anywhere over 2,500 students per year. So we partner with private provider programs. And you'll hear more about these private provider programs because we have all these wonderful people on the line today that was going to be able to share their input. But I wanted to say that a lot of times people don't understand that the district, which are schools like Cream and Yorkshire and ECDC, Caddo, Dudley, those are all school district schools. All those have pre-K programs within those schools. Our private providers may be housed all throughout the city. They offer district classrooms. So people want to always say Abbott. They don't call it Abbott anymore. They actually call it the New Jersey School Development Association. That's what it's called, formerly known as Abbott. But people still say the Abbott classrooms or the BOE classrooms. And within those classrooms, it's governed by the district. You have to have certified teachers. They receive funding from the district to service those children. And we put a limitation on how many children in each classroom. There should only be 15 children per classroom, keeping it at the small learning environment, the small size. But they all follow the same guidance throughout the city. So if you're in a school like Dudley, in a pre-K program, you're going to get the same kind of education in a private provider like Micasita. We also partner with Head Start agencies. And there's 2 Head Start agencies in Camden. One is Acelero and the other being Center for Family Services. And both of those programs are federally funded programs. They're actually funded by the Office of Head Start through the Administration of Youth and Family Services. So they get federal funding, but they also get funding from the district to still, like I said, operate those preschool classrooms. A lot of our private providers or our Head Start programs may also offer pre-K for students that are not in the district classrooms, meaning they turn 3 after October 1st. They do not live in the city of Camden. And in that case, they have to pay for that non-Abbott, is like what a lot of people like to call it, those non-Abbott classrooms. So those options are still available at some of our private provider sites. But if you want a free full day program, you have to come to one of our district collaboratives with our private provider or Head Start programs to get that free service for all students. I think the other thing that I wanted to make sure that I mentioned, like I said, because everybody's going to have an opportunity to talk about their own program, so I don't want to go into depth about all their services that they offer. But the only difference between the district, the private provider, and the Head Start program are the locations. Head Starts and private providers are independently run. So they have different programs that go on at their programs, at their centers. They may have early Head Start programs, or they may have infant toddler programs. They have before and after school programs. Those programs are run strictly by those separate entities. We only oversee, and I mean we being the early childhood department, where there's also resources given to teachers. We have a PERT team and a EPS with their coaches. They coach the teachers in each classroom. They're from the district. And we also have PERT members that partner with our private providers and our Head Start programs to help the teachers and the children. We also make sure that we have an inclusive program. So we prioritize inclusiveness. A lot of people like to think that a place like ECDC is the only place that services special needs children, and that's not true. We service special needs children throughout the district. Head Start classrooms and all our private provider sites. ECDC has 2 self-contained classrooms only, and those are for children that have severe special needs that need a smaller classroom size. So we kind of cater to those particular children, but all other children with special needs are included in our regular classrooms, our general education classrooms. So we want to make sure that everybody understands that you can send your child anywhere and still receive the same services as they think they would get at a district school, okay? One of the other things that a lot of people think about is being able to bring their children to school at 3. Your child can be 3 as long as they're 3 before October 1st. We want to also let you know that they do not, I repeat, do not have to be potty trained. That's the biggest myth and misconception. I've been doing early childhood for over 30 some odd years now. And people always think, well, I can't send my child to school because they're not potty trained. That is not true. That's all a part of that development I was talking about, those self-help skills. Children do not have to be potty trained in order for you to apply or enter pre-K. So we want to make sure that the earlier you get them in at 3. Most children have 2 years before they turn 5, depending on where that birthday falls, to be able to go to kindergarten. So you have 2 years of learning, foundation, development, getting all those self-help skills together so that they're ready to go to kindergarten and take that next level where you're sitting a few more hours a day. We like to make sure that our children are in circle times and they're going to different areas. So we're more active than just sitting at a desk and writing full day. So we want to make sure that parents do understand that please, you can still apply even if you think your child's not potty trained. If they're 4-year-olds have priority sometimes at some of our other programs because they think that those children need a little bit more before they go to kindergarten other than 3-year-olds. If you had a waiting, like Head Start, they have another criteria that goes by eligibility. And they have income eligibility. So if you apply for someplace like Head Start, you're going to go through a process because you have to be income eligible. Where private providers in the district schools only go by your age and your residency. Head Start also goes by income eligibility. So you want to make sure if a Head Start program is something you're interested in, that you talk to somebody today about what that means, what that looks like for you, and what kind of services they offer that are different than other programs. I'm sorry, I feel like I need to ask anybody if they have any questions, but you're gonna have a lot of questions. You're gonna have a lot of questions because I've kind of covered a lot of things. I will be representing ECDC and CREAM in the general session. So if anybody has any questions about the district schools, I'll be able to handle those. And everyone else on this call will be handling Head Start and be handling private provider calls. I'm trying to think, I think that's basically what I wanted to cover, other than we need parents to apply. We need these children to go to school. They've been home for a year and we need you to apply in the main round. And let me just touch on that a little bit because I'm not sure if Camden Enrollment is going to cover that today, but we want to make sure the main round, you apply in the main round that ends April 2nd, so apply before April 2nd, because at this point, if your location gets full, so say for instance, you want to go to Micaseta East, and that's the school you're interested in. If you wait till after the main round, there may not be openings for your child to go there. There's no school preference. There's no neighborhood preference for pre-K. So you just can't say, I live across the street from Micaseta. Why can't my child go there? You have to basically be able to apply, and one of those locations fill up really fast, then your child is then put on a waiting list. And what we do is pre-K, we don't want anyone sitting home waiting, but what we'll do at pre-K, and we work along with Camden Enrollment to give you the next best option. Something, we always try to find something in your neighborhood, but it's not to be guaranteed. You're not guaranteed a spot because you live in a particular neighborhood. K through 12 in the Camden City School District guarantees you a spot in your neighborhood school, but that's not what pre-K does. So we just wanted to make sure that parents understand that the sooner you apply, the better your odds are to get the school of your choice. Even in the second round or after the main round, you can still apply. That's not going to, hurt your chances any, but you'll be on a waiting list if your first choice is full and you'll be offered your second choice. So it's just very important, and I'm glad we're having this kind of discussion today because I don't think we get that out enough to our families, the importance of the main round. So they say, well, we just start, in January, and I'm looking for a school in January for September, but that's why it's important. And I know we're going to get more students than ever this year. So we know that we're going to fill up pretty quickly. So we want you to be able to get your first choice. So this is the start today with being able to talk to folks and find out what they offer, what your family needs. You know your child better than anyone else knows your child. So you know what kind of atmosphere you're looking for, location, convenience. Is it near? Do they offer before and after school care? If you're a working parent, you may need to have someone watching your children after the 3 o'clock hour. So that's very important to get that information as well today. I think I've kind of covered everything. I hope it wasn't too fast. I hope you guys kind of understood that. But we are here, and Camden Enrollment has been such a great partner in helping us get the word out about pre-K. And we want you to continue to share all videos and recruitment information so that we can get as many children in the city of Camden, ages 3 and 4 years old, registered as soon as possible. All right. So thank you. I don't know that was my 20 minutes so late, but I tried.
Thank you so much, Tanya. So we did have a question in the chat. It was from Desmond asking, when do Cooper's Point signups start? So I don't know if you want to answer that. You were kind of.
I can. I
do
can't.
it just now. Yeah.
I do believe it's May 3rd after the thing comes out so late that they can go to their school and sign up.
Yep. So as Miss Tanya was saying, for pre-K, there is no neighborhood guaranteed school. So your best chance would be to apply during main round, which ends on April 2nd. If you miss the deadline, no big deal. You would just do after enrollment, which could be a wait list if the school does not have the space available. But if you do for kinder, that's when neighborhood guarantee schools do become a thing, and that would be the week of May 3rd that they can begin direct registration to that point. But for pre-K, that's not a thing. So definitely main round is the time for you. Awesome. So I just wanted to share for some of those that came in a little bit later, because we only have a few parents on the call. We will not be doing the breakout sessions, so everyone will speak about their school briefly, and then we'll answer questions. We'll have some raffle prizes in between, so please stick with us. And yeah, we'll go from there. So let me stop sharing my screen. All right. So I'm just gonna randomly call out names in no particular order. In El Centro, did you want to start off, Miss Suleika? So you're muted. Awesome.
I could do
You need to share your screen.
can somebody go first?
Oh, okay, no worries. Anyone want to jump in first? How about Acelero, Miss Gallo?
Hi, how are you? How's everybody doing?
Good. Do you need screen share, Miss Gallo?
Yes, please.
Just bear with us. You should be able to share your screen now.
All right. Let me know if you guys see it.
Yep, looks good.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Soleil. Welcome to Acelero Learning. I am Maria Gallo, and my name is, I'm the enrollment coordinator for the 5 locations that we currently have in the city of Camden. So I'm trying to unblock all these little boxes. I'm sorry. So ready for kindergarten, ready for life. As you know, we're here today to learn about who Acelero is and learn about the services provided for your child, as well as to answer any questions that anybody has. Well, there's another big reason that we are here today. We are Acelero Learning believe that each child can be ready for kindergarten and beyond by parents and guardians becoming partners in their child's education. As Ms. Tanya was saying, we are part of one of the Head Start programs that we have in the city of Camden. And then, if you know, Acelero Learning is, we carry early Head Start and Head Start program. We provide comprehensive early childhood education, health, nutrition, and parent involvement services. We're one of the programs that, as a Head Start, we require to have the income verification, the eligibility verification for the parents. To get to know us a little bit more, you need to know our mission, and our mission is part of what makes us who we are. It is what drives every Acelero employee every day, and it is what drives our partnership with each parent and guardian. Our mission is to bring relentless focus on positive child and family outcomes, to close the achievement gap and build a better future for children, families, and communities served by the Head Start program. We Acelero organize the ways we can work together to foster and enhance these skills into work that we can all do on things that we all call family practices. These are areas that we will focus on in our classrooms, family, and there are also areas that we hope parents will partner with us and focus on these same areas at home. such as nurturing routines, promoting language and literacy, experience-rich environments, and positive guidance and discipline. As you can see in the chart, we focus on positive goal-oriented relationships, family outcomes, and child outcomes. That's our main focus. We provide family service support, on-site support, goal setting, parent meetings, attendance follow-up. You will see the family workers calling the first 30 minutes in the morning. As well, we have the health follow-up as well. We're supporting screening, immunizations, physicals, chronic health concern follow-up, and partnerships. Also, we do have partners with the come to do the children vision, lab screenings, and a dental van. We have a nutrition coordinator and director. She focuses on the food allergies, intolerance, weight follow-up, nutritional concerns. And then the education team, they also do screenings, curriculum observations, referrals for early intervention, and home visits. Our curriculum name is Shine on Families. Includes math, language, reading, and social emotional goals too. Right now, due to the pandemic, we have the Shine at Home 2.0, which it runs as a curriculum it goes from the house, and then we give it to the family so they can take it in practice at home as well. School readiness goals is part of our curriculum too, as you see, social and emotional development, language and literacy, cognition, perceptual, motor, and physical development. That's our approaches to learning. And then that's for infant toddlers and preschoolers. We have also COVID-19 precautions we are taking due to the new way that we're living right now. So that's our precautions that we are taking: the cleaning, sanitation, hygiene, the class size, physical distance, personal and protective equipment, health symptom screening, and the visitors in center as well. No allowed at this time. We have 5 locations. One of our locations is at Solero Grand, 33 Grand Avenue, a Solero Croc Center, North 27th Street, and Pierce Avenue, as well the 150 Boyd Street. 150 Boyd Street is the only location that we have that carries only early Head Start. The other ones have early Head Start and Head Start. High quality education program, monitoring and planning for each child development together. That's what we want the parents take away from our program. And then we just work as a partners with all the families in Camden. And then we are a high quality program that we work together, and we're ready to, teach your child, bring as a family, and provide individual development. This is the enrollment information. That is our email address, the phone number, the RC assistant, the enrollment coordinator, and an online family application. That is the application that we have as new this year, so the parents can be able to sign up. They go through Camden enrollment, and then they have to also do, like Ms. Tanya was saying, our online family application to meet our requirements. And that's it.
Thank you so much, Ms. Gallo. That was awesome. Does anyone have any questions? It looks like we have one in the chat. How do you work with adjusting with food schedule, and what does a normal day look like in Acelero? And how do you work with potty training if other students are trained already? How do you separate time for this?
So I'm trying to get to the chat and I can't even see it. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
How
I can
how
start
can-
with the first one. The first part of her question was, how do you start with adjusting with food schedules?
How do I start with adjusting food schedule? Can you elaborate a little bit more?
For example, like if I know mine's like he's probably used to like just eating stuff that I make for him and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I know you guys have like a normal base, maybe like food schedule where it's like cheeseburgers on this day and stuff like that. Would we be able to kind of like bring in our own lunch if he's not adjusting, or?
We have our own, we carry on, the nutritionists have their own menu that we provide to each family. And then they encourage, like they have the fruits and vegetables and their meals. I know we are not allowed to bring food from outside due to the allergies that some children have. So that will be a conversation to have. If you're interested, then that will be a conversation to have with the nutritionist. She will be able to answer those questions. But outside foods, no allowed, but the teacher work with the family and the child to encourage them to see, to encourage the child to eat the meal little by little. Sometimes the child not gonna get used to it. It takes
Yeah.
time.
Thank you.
And then want to make sure we answer her other questions as well. What does a normal day at Acelero look like?
The normal day, the children, if you have extended day, the child will come in at 7 o'clock. They will have the routine on the wall. The teacher will have the routine. They will do the circle time. They will do reading time, individual time, play time. Like Ms. Tanya was saying, playtime, still learning time. They will have the lunch time, like around 11:30, 11:45. And then they will have a nap time. And after a nap time, they will get a snack time. And then dismissal will be at 2:30, or if 6 o'clock, if it's extended day child.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. How do you work with potty training if other students are already trained? How is time separated for this?
That's a good question that I know the teacher is able to support that, answer that question.
Okay.
But the teacher usually make the time to work with the child who needs potty training.
Yeah, I was just
the teachers
asking
in the
because, like,
classroom. Mhm.
yeah, because there's probably like other students who are more advanced than others and stuff like that. And I just wanted to know, like, how would she then take that situation and kind of convert it, whereas though, okay, this group, is already trained, this isn't, how would that kind of,
Yeah.
Can I answer that? I'm sorry. This is Tanya.
Yes.
I just
Tanya, go
wanted
ahead.
I just wanted to answer that. And just for general population, I worked for Head Start for like 30 years. So I kind of know this, even though I taught many moons ago. That being potty trained in Head Start and any private provider or district classroom, you work with the child. So if a teacher knows that this child is not potty trained, because that's information they're going to gather from talking to the parents and getting that information when they first start, they will work with each child individually, right? So we know that we're parents. Most of us are parents. We know that potty training. So you make sure after they eat, you make sure you go to the bathroom, reminding them to go to the bathroom. Before they lay down and take a nap, we're going to remind each child to go to the bathroom. So if one's already potty trained, we know we don't have to remind that one. They can tell us, I have to go to the bathroom. But we're going to make sure that when they get up from nap, they're going to the bathroom. After meals, they're going to the bathroom. So it's just a regimen. You would do the same thing as a regular parent would do when it comes to potty training most children. It's just a bunch of reminders and consistency. And that's what potty training is for children, is that consistency. And just giving those ones that are still in the process, those reminders. Like, you got to try to go to the bathroom. Well, I don't have to go. Let's try anyway. They may have an accident, and that's okay. And that's why we always encourage parents to bring change of clothes to school, so that they have those accidents, it's not a big deal. We just change them and we just keep on moving. So it's individualized for each child, and they'll know which children need more help potty training, because somebody could be a little bit more advanced towards potty training than somebody just beginning, because you might have a baby walking in the door that turned 3 yesterday, and they're just getting that on that road to training.
Thank
I hope
you.
I answered your question.
Thank you. Yes, you did.
And those are great questions. Thank you so much, Ms. Espinan. Awesome. So how about Camden Day? Would you like to go next?
Yes, I'll go next. I don't
Awesome.
have nothing to share. I don't have a screen or anything to share. My name is Caress. I'm the new family worker at Camden Day, which is located at 327 Stevens Street. We're under new direction. Ms. Janice Wright is no longer with us. We have a new young lady with us named Sade Tab. She comes with exciting ideas. She wants to implement different activities and different events for the kids. So we're all excited to have her on board, along with myself, who's been in this field for a long time. We're trying to just bring Camden Day back to what it was. It's been with us since 1890. Obviously, I wasn't born in 1890, but it was there, so I'm going to believe it. But we're trying to just try all this new things with respects to COVID. Right now, our classrooms are We have 10 in one BOE room and 11 in one in the other. So we've been kind of back and forth with our enrollment. Looking at our main rounds, I'm excited that we're going to have our classrooms packed come September. Dealing with this COVID monster, we'd have made creative games for the kids to keep their mask on, to have fun outside still with social distancing in play. We're getting ready to start a pod program, which is going to help out with the kids that are doing virtual, but with being a full face-to-face center, we did try early on to do the 1 or 2 days hybrid for kids. Those children that started hybrid with us are now full face-to-face, which is amazing. The only problem we're running into is parents want to come inside the building. So trying to explain that to them, hey, you can't come in, mom. We wish it was a different thing going on right now, but we got to respect it. So just constantly every day reiterating to that parent that, hey, you can't come in because this and this reason. We would love for you to come in. They're starting to understand with us. I see someone wanted me to repeat the address. It's 327 Stevens Street in downtown Camden. We're right like kind of diagonal from the new Dollar Tree. We sit on the corner. We got 2 little red doors, a cute little red ramp on the side, a nice playground. We're just trying to implement all the new things, ready for a new year, ready to get these kids back into face-to-face learning safely, ready to do more outside activities so these kids can get this fresh air in their lungs. Our lunch program, we do provide lunch. Now, what we do at our center, we have a couple children that are picky eaters. So we send home a menu. With that menu, it's sometimes a kid may not eat cheeseburgers on our cheeseburger day. So we'll know that that child is bringing their lunch that day. So our cook has a separate box in the refrigerator that'll say that child's name, and that's where that child lunch box will go in. That'll prevent it from being in, touching any other lunch boxes, any other food. That bin is specifically for that child. At the end of the day, the lunch box get wiped down, that bin gets wiped down, and that's that child's bin for the rest of the duration of the school year if they decide to bring lunch on certain days. So we do provide that. We have our children's allergies, just, put it on the refrigerator for the cook inside the classroom. It's inside our office too, just so we all can make it a teamwork effort to say, hey, she has a strawberry allergy. Let's keep an eye on that, just so everybody can have that. We have our morning roundups, which is myself, the new director, and the Board of Ed team, just our morning roundups to say, hey guys, this is what we're looking for today. We want to just go forth with positivity. Let's keep reiterating this washing the hands, keep your mask on. Let's make a dance out of it. Let's get silly together to kind of keep the morale up for everybody, because this new way of living is affecting us. It's affecting the children. So in order for the day to work out better, you got to come up with creative ways, silly ways. Some days you're so exhausted from just doing the mass dance or whatever, but at the end of the day, you go home grateful, you go home excited, you go home knowing that that child that day had so much fun, that mom knew, she knows that, we took care of everything with our social distancing guidelines, washing her hands, the Jeremy song, and everything. So we're just excited to get ready for our new year, just excited for this main rounds to end so we can see how many kids. I've been peeking in, checking to see how many kids we have enrolled, and just to look at how many we're going to be losing come, of our graduation and kids moving on to kindergarten. So right now, I'm telling everybody, if you're interested in Camden Day, it's the best time to get on down because we're already filling up. So come on down to Camden Day. We're waiting for you guys. That's it.
Thanks, Caress.
Am I muted? Okay. So there was a couple questions, Ms. Caress. Someone did ask, and you can drop this in the chat, if you could repeat the address and email phone contact for parents that are interested.
Okay.
And then there was a parent in general that asked, my son just turned 3, and even for me, it's difficult to keep reminding him to keep his mask on or even put the mask on. When we step out, how when we step out, how will these schools and Head Start programs work with this? Also, is there something that will be required before entering the building for safety?
So right now, like I said, we have a morning mass song. In both classrooms, it's a different song. Each teacher was allowed to make it up on their own. But I know my method in the morning, when I see them, I'm like, we're superheroes. Superheroes wear masks. And Miss Caress, put your mask on, you're a superhero. So I got to make it as crazy, as fun as possible for them. Actually, a child walked into me today and I had my mask on and just stopped me and said, Miss Caress, look at me. I looked down and I'm just checking to make sure you're safe. But it just made me feel so good that our practices and us keep at the kids, keep your mask on, they're doing it. But it is hard. They take them off, they wear them over their eyes, they turn them into cakes. But we just got to constantly keep reiterating, hey, the germs go here and the germs go here, not here. So we got to keep them covered. We've made cakes for the kids. So now your back is covered, your mouth is covered, whatever it takes to make sure that they're practicing good. We're even starting a little game with our little 2-year-olds just to start getting them ready for it, just for having them pick it up and 1, 2, 3 over ears. And then they take it off, but not that they have to keep it on, but it's just practice. So when they go into their 3-year-old room, they already know that the mask is safe, that it's not going to do anything to them. They're in different colors. We started a mask matching game, just to get them together. I think that's basically it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So, and I know people do want that contact information. So if you can drop that in the chat when you get a chance, that would be awesome.
Sure will.
So
Sorry, I keep asking questions.
no problem. That's what we're here for the parents. So please continue to ask your questions. So next up, Ms. Cruz at Elra, would you like to go next? Do you need screen sharing capabilities?
Yes.
Okay. All right, you should be able to screen share.
Okay. Just bear with me. Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Cruz and I am new to my position. Before I begin, the school that I'm representing is RUTGERS, ELRA, and it stands for Early Learning Research Academy. So before I go into talking about the program, I just wanted to give you a little bit of information that we are following a hybrid model because of the pandemic. We have parents that prefer to stay on remote, and then we have a population of family that would rather come in on a hybrid. So through the hybrid, we have 2 cohorts. We have a group A, and those students will come to school on Monday and Tuesday. The second group would come in on Wednesday and Thursday. Then Friday, everyone is on remote. And as some of the other providers have detailed, parents are not allowed into the building. Once you come into the vestibule, the children get screened. So they get the temperatures checked, and then the parents have to answer some questions to make sure that they're safe and able to come into the building. Once they come into the buildings, the teachers are here. And they will, the IA will either walk the child up or the teacher, one or the other, so that we don't have big groups of students in the hallway, because we have 16 preschool classrooms here at ELRA. We have 2 locations. We have one at 501 Cooper Street. We have another one at 532 Cooper Street. We also have an infant and toddler program here, and it's a one-stop school. So once you register your child for an infant and toddler classroom, you can keep them here all the way until they complete college. So with further said, let me just move on and give you some of the information on our program. So our mission statement, just to put it in a couple of words, is educating global citizens. That's the model that we use. And ELRA has been designed to provide high quality research-based early care. So if you was to walk in, if we were not in a pandemic and you were able to walk into one of our centers, you wanted to see how your child is doing because it's their first day and you're nervous, as I was in the past with my guys or with my children, you can actually go into the observation room and no one will know that the student and the teachers won't know that you're in there, and you can actually sit and just watch circle time or breakfast time, whatever time of the day you would want to monitor your child at, we would have that available for you. at both locations. We have several different components within ELRA that I'm going to share with you. So ELRA has the early care education program. We have the research unit. And this is where, because we're part of the university and we have these observation rooms, we have sometimes college students coming in to observe early childhood live and just to kind of get feedback on better practices and even developing different curriculums. So this is a component that we have within our program. We also have the academic component. We have a health center. We have parent development and resource center and professional training and development as well. The children that we serve. So if we weren't on the pandemic, we would have 260 preschoolers. Well, our numbers are down because of the pandemic. Hopefully by September, this will get better. But we also service toddlers 1 to 3 years old and infants as young as 2 months to a year old. And they're, you know, they eventually move on into our preschool. So like, you know, many people have already shared, our preschool is through the Camden BOE. So we are a private provider. You must be a Camden resident. If you move out of the city of Camden at any time during your time here in the program, we do have a non-BOE classroom, but you know, as I said before, you would have to pay out of pocket for that program. But we do have one classroom here for the preschool. We do use the creative curriculum and teaching strategies, and usually our curriculum night is around September 12th. Our staff are bilingual. We at least have one bilingual person in each classroom. So we do have a dual language. The creative curriculum is a dual language, and we do implement that in the classroom. And we also have a Jumpstart program. I don't know if you're familiar with Jumpstart, but it's college students that come in and they do different math and literacy, mostly literacy activities with the students. Because of the pandemic, we do have some videos that the Jumpstarters have been able to provide to us, and we use it to stream it in the classrooms for the in-person and stream it on remote for the remote families. We do assessments to the children in the program. So there are preschool assessments that the children get. So they get an early screening inventory once they enter the preschool. And then we also have the teaching strategy goals, which are done daily in the classroom. And it's just to assess where the students are to help the teachers plan lessons based on their individual needs. The school usually starts in September 9th, not always the same day, but it's usually right after Labor Day. Normal day is between 8:30 to 3. The wraparound program starts at 7:30 and ends at 5:30 p.m. But because right now we're in a pandemic, we're only doing the instructional day of 8:30 to 3 for the in-person families. We do require uniforms. So the girls have a navy red plaid jumper and navy blue polo. If you look at the little girl sitting at the top here, this is what the girl's uniform looks like. And the little boy sitting underneath is what the boys wear, excuse me. They wear navy blue pants and a burgundy polo. And the sweaters for the boys have, for the boys is a V-neck, and it's navy blue, and for the girls, it's burgundy. And they all have to wear either black shoes or black sneakers. And we do, just, you know, for your information, we have a lot of parents that once their child leaves the preschool, they donate their uniforms. So we always have, if you don't want to go out and spend the money buying uniforms, because they can be pricey, we do have some here that are used, but we will give them to you for free if you're okay with, you know, taking those uniforms. Parent engagement. So we require parents to at least give us 40 hours of parental engagement. And it doesn't all have to be with you guys coming into the center, just helping out the teachers, maybe creating things for the teachers, the teachers will work with you to get you these hours. Usually we get 40 and more because the parents are very engaged with their kids. We also require monthly meetings. Field trips are on hold right now because of the pandemic, but usually we allow parents to come on trips. So we do 3 trips a year. So we try to pick different parents so different parents can have the opportunity to participate in field trips. And this is basically also just saying that if you provide classroom donations, things that the teacher might need, that would also help you to create more volunteer hours. Family workers. So we have family workers that are assigned to each family. Each classroom will have a different family worker, and they will help facilitate the monthly meetings. They usually reach out to you all the time to make sure if you need assistance with anything, they're here to help. Prior to the pandemic, we would conduct home visits 3 times a year, but because of the pandemic, we're not doing that right now. So they're actually family advocates. They help you out whenever you need help, and they're always here for you for whatever services that you might need help with. They also help out with observations in the classroom setting if it's necessary. They try to keep your emergency contact information updated, and they provide many resources, community resources that you may not know are available to you just because you live in the community. Attendance, students are expected to be in school every day, but of course things happen. So if we ask that if you're out for 3 days, we'll require a doctor's note. If the student is out 10 consecutive days, the child can be disenrolled from the program. So we just ask that you stay in contact. If you something happens that you have to go out of town, just kind of let the teacher know, the family worker know where you are. You know, you write us a note, let us know what's happening. We can hold your spot. But if we don't hear from you, we don't know what's going on, then we can't help you. So we always ask that you reach out, let us know of any changes or anything that's happening. Chronic absenteeism. If your child misses 10% of the school days or 18 days, they're considered chronically absent. So this is why I say just keep in contact with your child's teacher, family worker, even myself, and we can help you through this. If your child comes to school after 8:50, so basically our school gets our food, the center at 501 Cooper Street doesn't have a kitchen. So our food gets brought in from the 532 building. So the breakfast gets there at a certain time. And after 8:50, the food may not be at that temperature that you want your child to consume the food. So we need to know that to see if we can make arrangements to make sure that that food is at an appropriate temperature. But if not, then that child may not be able to get breakfast that morning. So we ask that if you're late to please give them breakfast prior to coming to school.
Excuse me, Ms. Cruz, I'm sorry.
Yes.
You're going over your time a little bit, so if you could
Oh,
just.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, give a quick rundown.
Okay, so
I'll give you 1 more minute.
Okay, so I'll just go on to the next one. So just some of the basic things that we need: physical, flu shot, any type of medical plan that you might need, and that's it. Any questions or concerns? Sorry about the time.
That's okay.
Okay, I will stop sharing in case there's any questions.
The questions in the chat were general application and birthday cutoffs questions. So me and Tanya did tag team those. So
Okay.
absolutely, if your student's birthday is September 18th and there'll be 3, they can definitely start on the 9th. The birthday cutoff is just that October 1st date. And then the second question was in regards to does she need to apply if, she applied back in 2019? And so, yes, our applications for Camden enrollment renew every year. So please be sure to submit a new application. Waitlist numbers do not transfer from the previous year. Thank you so much, Ms. Cruz. That was awesome. All right. So, El Centro, are you ready to go?
Yes, of course. I need to share my screen.
Awesome. 1 second. Zuleika Martinez, yes. You should be good to go now, Zuleika.
Okay, hold on. There you go. Can you see my screen?
No.
No. So let me just present. For some reason, he's not showing here either. So I'm from El Centro. The Centro is located in downtown Camden, New Jersey, across from TD Bank, close to Cooper Hospital and the court. I just wanted to speak about what we have so far. Like the teachers usually do the teaching strategies. They focus on that and social emotional during class. They have learning time, free choice, small groups, second steps, fine motor skills. They have read aloud and they have modification. Modification basically is when a student needs some kind of help, they kind of like work more on that and they speak to the parents in regards of that. We also have trips, but due to the COVID, we're not having any trips lately. We usually have at least 5 trips per year. That's September through June. We also have parent educational workshops. The parents that have vouchers, they usually come from 7:30. Right now we are closing at 3:30 due to the COVID, but we usually close at 5:30. Those that do not have vouchers come from 8:30 to 2:30. They do have 15 students per classroom, a teacher and an assistant within the classroom. We do have a floater as well in the classroom that she's the one that comes to different classes depending on what class needs more help. We do have the free food program. The students will receive free breakfast, lunch, and snack throughout the day. We do have the Jumpstart program that they come every so often, but now due to the COVID, they don't come anymore. They do provide like different reading, books and stuff, but it depends on, their schedule. The immunization had to be updated every year. It had to be the physical and immunization. We do have the private program as well that we taken a month old to 5 years. So that's basically private pay and subsidy program. And we have siblings accommodation. Basically, if the person is from the ABBA program, we try to accommodate the siblings to that program. The other program right now is open from 7:30 to 4:30 because they have more teachers in those classrooms. We do wear uniforms. It has to be the logo uniform with the burgundy shirt. It says El Centro in it, and khaki pants and navy pants. We have 2 locations, one in North Camden, the other one is in downtown. That's the one that have the ABBA program. The ABBA program is basically the 6 hours free learning services. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't see any in the chat. But do any parents have any questions? All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Zuleika. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. So CFS, do we want to have you guys go next? I don't see her on the call, so no worries. Ms. Williams, would you like to go next for St. Joseph's?
Could you switch that over to Raina? She has the PowerPoint, Raina Perez.
Sure.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm sharing now. Can you let us share the,
Yep. You should have screen sharing ability now.
hi, good afternoon. My name is Reina Perez. I'm from San Joseph Child Development Center. Today, the two family workers are presented, myself, Reina Perez, and Sheila Williams. We are located at 17 Church Street, Camden, New Jersey. We are between Federal Street and Westfield Avenue, next to San Joseph Church. San Joseph Child Development Center is a private provider program under the District of Camden. We provide free instructional preschool service to Camden City residents to all children between 3 and 4 years old. Children have to be 3 before October 1st to be eligible, like we all know. Our hours of operations are 7:30 to 5:30. The program is totally free from 8:30 to 3 o'clock. If you need before and after services, you will have to apply to the voucher program and wait for eligibility determination, or we have a private fee that will be assigned individually. We also provide breakfast, lunch, and snack. Every classroom has 15 children and a P3 certified teacher and a paraprofessional. Now I'm gonna let Sheila continue with the presentation. So
Okay.
she gets it done.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our mission is to provide high quality preschool education to our students and to get them ready for kindergarten. We use a creative curriculum model with teaching strategies goal. Our curriculum supports social, emotional, cognitive, physical, and language development, as well as learning in the areas of literacy, mathematics, science, and technology, and social studies and arts. The steps to register, you apply CamdenEnrollment.org, or you can call 856-375-4883, or you can email us at children@sjcdcnj.org. If you have any questions. We also, if you're interested in a tour of our location, if you give us a call, we can schedule a tour. And thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies. All right. So we did have some raffle prizes, but being that we only have 2 parents on here, we're definitely going to give Ms. Naomi. We
I
have.
just had one more question. I'm sorry.
No problem. But you've been very engaged, so we will be giving you our pre-K basket.
Oh.
I just want to show you guys all the goodies.
Wow.
And so if you can just drop that chat, or someone will follow up with you via email to get a good time to drop that off to you, that'll be great. All right. Yes.
Okay.
So
And then I just had the one question. As far as I know that they were talking about some private fees for services before or after, like what is that based on, like your income or?
I could answer that question for you. It's income contingent.
Okay.
And so there are different programs. There's the wraparound program through NJKIC. And there's also the CCAP program. CCAP is runs all the way to the age of 13. Wraparound is only for preschool students. So the requirements for wraparound are 25 hours of work per week, or a combination of work and study. And for CCAP, it's 30 hours of work. So there's no income like you can make $3 an hour. That's what I mean. Like $3 an hour, as long as you have the work hours that they require.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Candida. Did you want to
Thank
go
you.
next?
I'll go next. Mine is very short, hopefully.
Do you need screen sharing capability?
Yes.
Candida Rodriguez. You should be able to share your screen now.
Okay. So, yep, there we go. Thank you, Soleil. Okay, so I will share with you. Like Soleil said, Candida Rodriguez, and I'm from Mi Casita East, but I'm representing both East and South. Mi Casita is a trauma-informed care center. So that means that we basically partner with the New Jersey Academy of Pediatrics, and we're constantly getting training on how to deal with trauma, not from a negative perspective, but how to build resilience in children. And that comes in extremely handy now because obviously our children are going through the pandemic with us. So it's them and it's us. And we all need to be aware of, behavioral issues that may occur, not because of anyone in particular, but because the children are also experiencing the same stressors we are. We do all this in collaboration with our parent community. And pre-pandemic, these were some of the get-togethers that we would have, where parents would come in and we would do potlucks. And that was like our favorite time because we shared a lot of the stuff that was shared was typical of their culture. So we always encourage our parents to share their culture with us. And it was very fun. These are some of our classrooms, like our baby here is practicing to be a veterinarian. Our school nurse, Miss Robin Cogan, who's like one of our biggest partners, she helps us with exercises and promoting health in our center. And that tree was a tree that the parents put together, and there were messages of the reasons why they brought their baby, and they continue to bring their baby to preschool. And it's really informative and insightful for us. So Mi Casita is family-led school, which means we're family-oriented. And parents have a lot of input in what goes on in our centers. And we've been in operation since 1972 as well. And we have a lot of generational families. Recently we have Wacky Hair Day, and so he came in with his blue hair. Parents share with us as families. So we encourage dads to be very involved and to be part of the programming as well. And that's a loose term. So whoever the person is that's involved in your child's development, that's the person we want front and center. So we accept applications all year round. We're open 12 months a year. 3 and 4-year-olds before October 1st of 2021. We do have an early Head Start program at Mi Casita South from 13 to 35 months. There are no income requirements for the Camden City School District program, formerly known as Abbott. And we also know potty training is required. So what the teachers really do encourage is a routine, like Ms. Tanya has mentioned. And our babies, I say babies, but our preschoolers, they go before and after every activity. They're being encouraged to go to the bathroom. And so they don't go on their own. The teacher goes and assists whenever possible, and to a limit, because children need their privacy too. And so we encourage the parents to do the same and to be open and honest about the potty training that's going on at home. And if it's none, it's okay. That's what preschool is for as well. So this is in Spanish. And then this was one of our grandmas, like I said, whoever is front and center in a child's development. And we do not celebrate Halloween, but we do celebrate fall. And so they came in with their stuff. And then after that, they were going trick-or-treating. So preschool is a social emotional education. And like Ms. Tanya and everybody else has said. So the children are learning to communicate openly and effectively. They're learning to identify their emotions and how to proactively work with them. Just like us adults still have a hard time dealing with certain emotions, we need to be open to the fact that our children are learning to even name the emotion at that, learning to follow rules, and not so much that your child needs to comply with everything because they have their own personality, but we want them to be able to follow breakfast, the transitions, breakfast to circle time, to free choice, and so forth and so on. And learning to share and take turns. So we encourage parents to do a lot of board games at home, shoots and ladders, stuff like that, because they're going to learn this in school, but if they don't see it modeled at home, it's kind of like incongruent with what they're learning. So this is in Spanish again, and our babies are outside playing. And then any questions or concerns, I'll take them now.
Thank you so much, Candida. Any questions?
Yeah, and I also wanted to share that we have a Facebook page. And in that Facebook page, we have our virtual tour. And we also have our webpage that you guys can visit. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
I know usually I was typing the question up, but since everything is kind of quick here, so are you guys like during this time, are you doing like tours or anything?
So right now we have the virtual tour because our facility, at least in East Camden, I'll speak for that. In East Camden, we have a very small center. So all 5 classrooms are in the same floor.
Okay.
But you can go and take the virtual tour and even come to our center if you like. Okay. And definitely get to know us. And if you have any questions, we can answer them at any time.
Okay, and then like how would you handle a situation where maybe like the child is kind of struggling with following instructions or rules? Like how do you, is there like maybe like a quiet chair that you guys do, or
we don't do punishment. So it's instead of time out, it should be time in.
Okay.
So of course, depending on the behavior. So what you want to is, because you know how they tell you, go to the corner and think about what you did.
Yeah.
Like, do I think about what I did? No. Does a 3-year-old? Absolutely not. So it's engaging them in making better decisions the next time. How would you handle that? How would you feel? Teaching child empathy and compassion.
Okay.
And so working with the individual parents and with the teachers on how to best do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, everyone. So Hispanic Day, Jamilet, are you?
Yes, I'm here. Yes.
Do you need a screen share or no?
No, thank you. Not at this time. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I am Yamilet Cabrera, the family worker from Hispanic Daycare Center. We are 2, but my co-worker is not here with me. I will introduce a little bit of what is Hispanic Counseling Daycare Center. We are one of the private provider preschoolers located in East Camden in 39 Ordway or 8 Westfield Avenue. We are a preschooler and we have 4 classrooms. This 4 classroom is serving children from the community since 23 years ago. We have in this preschooler classroom 3 and 4 years old with certified teachers, and the professional assistant is a bilingual lady. We also have some teachers that they are bilingual too, to assist better our students. We do have uniform, and our uniform is blue pants with a red t-shirt. We have also a logo teacher that is mandatory for the parents to get this teacher, especially for the children to wear the teacher when we go to trips, because we do trips, 5 or 6 trips during the school year between October and the month of June. We also have here the regular program from the Board of Education that is for Camden residents, and that schedule is from 8:30 to 3:30. But for the parents that they work and they qualify for the JCK program, our schedule is from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. We also have a program of before and after school program for CCAP, that is the program for a student that they are 5 to 13 years old. And in that program, those students, they can be dropped here at the center at 7 a.m. in the morning, and they have transportation to go to the school. And when it's time for the student to get out from the school, we can pick up those students, bring it over here, and wait for work with the homework with them, and wait for the parents to come in the afternoon to pick them up. We also provide this student with food that is the food that is coming from the Department of Agriculture, and the student here, they can have breakfast, lunch, and the PM snack. We do some the curriculum that the teacher use with the or implement with the student is the creating curriculum, also with the teaching strategies goal that is part of one of the assessment, plus the other assessment that the teacher practice with the student that come for the first time to preschool, that is the ESI assessment, that we had to follow those scores with the child story team in case that some students, they need, you know, special services. And those students, they don't have to go, like somebody said, just to easy. If they can receive those services here, the therapist can come here, you know, to give them the regular services. And we also are open since July. We are open in the same schedule that is 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. I heard, you know, that some parents here and also us as a staff, we said something about children wearing the mask. I think most of the time is the parents, they are thinking, you know, that it's a hard time for them to be with the mask the whole day, but everything is consistency. And, you know, we repeat to them since the beginning of those students that we receive on July, also those ones that we receive on September, you know, you have to wear the mask, and they are easy, you know, to go with the routine of wearing the mask and also the face shield. And we are here, you know, trying to do the best for them, for their families. We still have 53 students that come physically to our center, and the other 7, we have 5 that they are virtual and 2 hybrid. And because this year, we don't have the, you know, the nurses, they are not coming to the center, and we are worried about the hearing, dental, and vision screening. So we are working with the mobile virtual pediatric, and they are coming, you know, to do those screening for our students, and also they will do developmental screening too. And we are trying, you know, to collaborate with those agencies, you know, that they can come to our community to do the best, you know, to serve our children and families. Basically, that is a Hispanic daycare center. We do not have right now, you know, nobody else can come to the center, just the employees, the children, and people, you know, from the state or for emergency cases. But we do have open policy for the parents to come when they want to come here to visit the center, to do some voluntary job as part of the family worker program too, because we do have a monthly parent meeting and we do the trips, and we also have, a lot of opportunity for the parents to get involved, to come to the center and participate in all the ways that they can do.
Thank you so much for that. Any questions? I know that there was a question about how does hybrid work for preschool? Do the children have tablets? And Ms. Tanya did say that early childhood offered tablets to every enrolled child. But for example, how does hybrid look for Hispanic Day right now?
Those we have only 2 hybrid students, and they do have the laptop that the Board of Education, provided for them. And what we do is, because we do not want to have those students only 2 days here, Monday and Tuesday, let's say, so they can get, connected to hybrid, to the virtual program, but also we can support them with more paperwork that we can send at home, like a kind of homework, and also they can enjoy the Zoom when the teacher is doing the circle time too, the rest of the days of the week that they don't come to the school, because we want them, the family, and also the student to feel connected and to try to interact the most possible with the rest of the student too.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shamila. We did have one more question. Naomi, is this for everyone or directly from Hispanic?
Directly for her. So are we able to come in and like maybe look at some of the normal day-to-day curriculum or activities that you guys do? Yeah. Or is it just strictly we won't everything has to be completely virtual?
Completely virtual, because you can, nobody else can come here, no parents come here, and the parents, they are accepting well our protocol. They just drop the student at the door. It's the same way they pick it up, and before we put the student inside, we take the temperature, we sanitize the shoes, their hands, and they bring the book back on Monday with the blankets, because they bring the blankets from home. So we sanitize the book bag too, and stay here for the rest of the week, and they take the book bag at home on Friday, because we want, the less possible to carry germs in and out.
And all fairness, Jamila, to Jamila too, we did not make up these rules. These are coming down from the CDC and the Department of Health. So we have to abide by them in order to stay compliant and stay in operations.
Yeah.
So we do everything according to the way that they tell us. And as soon as they tell us parents can come in, you are welcome.
Yes, you will be welcome, because that's our pleasure, to see the parents here in the center helping. And I know I am a parent too, and I will feel happy, to see how my child is doing, how everybody is doing. And yes, the doors are open for you immediately when they say, that you can come in.
Thank you so much, Shamila. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you too. Thank you, Candida.
Awesome. So respond, Ms. Yancey, would you like to go next?
Yes, I'm ready.
Do you need screen share?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Uh-oh.
Do you need to screen share?
Hello?
We can hear you.
Oh my goodness.
Ms. Yancey, can you hear us? Ms. Leticia from the Ward Center, would you like to go next? And I will try to help Ms. Andrea.
Hi, yes, I can go next.
Okay, and do you need screen sharing capabilities?
No.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put my video on. Hold on a second.
No problem.
Hi, my name is Letitia. I'm from the Ward Center for Children. we're a private provider located on Broadway and Chestnut. Our address is 1101-05 Broadway. We sit on the corner of Broadway and Chestnut Street. Our center, like I said, is a private provider. We've been in existence for over 15 plus years. We are a very small center, but we have 2 classrooms in our building. Each classroom has 15 students. It has 1 teacher and 1 paraprofessional in each classroom. Our students do wear uniforms. They wear red tops and navy blue bottoms. Our center does offer before and after care for those parents that qualify through the voucher program, or you can pay an out-of-pocket fee. We do have a private out-of-pocket fee for that. Our normal day is 8:30 to 3. Our before and after care is 7 to 5:30. Our center offers free breakfast, lunch, and snacks. We have a family support system, which is myself, the family worker, that provide family support with resources and things that the family might need. What else do we have? Our center follows the creative curriculum, just like the other centers mentioned, and teaching strategy goals. What else do we have? I don't have PowerPoint, but I do have pictures of what couple pictures of what our center does look like. I'll see if y'all can see them. I'm not sure if you can see it because I'm on the phone. So there's one. We have two classrooms, and we have 2 pictures of the classrooms, what they look like. Each classroom does have the individual centers, which has the science and math area, has the library area, has dramatic play. We have our smart boards in our classroom for technology. We have tablets. We have our art area. We have our sand area, our sand and water area. We have a playground in our backyard, which is enclosed. It's fenced up in the back. What else do we have? And that's it. Oh no. Also, we do have another center, our Tyler program. So we do have families that come from our Tyler program into our preschool program. We do offer before and after care for school age students as well. So that's very helpful for parents to have older kids that's in the older schools and the older grades. We do have that for that as well for those parents. That's it.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Leticia. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, does anyone have any questions for the Ward Center? All right, and so we're gonna try again with Ms. Yancey. She's back.
Yes, I'm here.
All right. You're good to
Okay. I'm sorry.
I said you're good to go.
Okay. All right. I'm a family worker at Respond Incorporated, which is a private provider center. We've been in business for 53 years. My job, and I'm gonna go through that quickly, is just being a great support system for the families for the duration of the time that their child is in the Abbott classrooms. We have 6 operating centers throughout the city in different parts of the city. 5 of them do have Abbott classrooms. We do take children from 2 weeks up to age 12, and I'll break that down to you. We have a center, which is Bank Street in East Camden on Moulton Pike. We have Pine Point, which is located on North Camden on 9th Street, 924 North 8th Street, I'm sorry. Fairview Village Center, which is located in Fairview on Fenwick Road. We have our Linden Street Center, which is located 400 North 9th Street. All of our teachers have been here in our Abbott classrooms for at least 5 years and up. They're board certified. We do have bilingual staff at every location in the event, we have our bilingual children. We have an on-site cook. Our Abbott classrooms are from 8:30 to 3, but of course we're open from 7 to 5:30. In the event, if a parent wants to have their child in the center as early as 7 and as late as 5:30, they have to qualify for our wraparound program, and they do that by filling out an application. It's sent off to the state. The state determines according to family size and income what their copay will be and if they'll even have a copay, but they have to qualify. Now, in the event if they don't qualify for the wraparound service, we do have private wrap. And what that is, and it's split in 3 sections. You can have your child come in the center as early as 7, but the child has to be picked up by 3 o'clock. That's $20 a week. We have 8:30 to 5 o'clock. That's $45 a week. And then we have, if you want your child to stay in from 7 to 5:30, that's $65 a week. And that's only in the event if you do not qualify for wraparound services. Our center does stay open though right now from 7 to 5:15 because of the COVID. We have to practice, safety procedures because of the COVID. We are a 12-month program, which means that we stay open from January to December. We have playground areas, the infant and toddler and preschool programs, which we have in some of our locations, and that's our Vine Street Center, our Bank Street Center, our Fairview Village Center, and our North Camden site. We take the babies from 2 years, 2 weeks and up. We partnership currently with Early Head Start, which we call in short EHS. We partnership with them. You have to be a Camden City resident in order to qualify. Now, there is a little specialty going on that if you don't live, but you work in the city of Camden, there's some allowances for that. But you would have to call our main office and ask questions about that because they know all the details and ins and outs of that. If you're interested in our programs, whether it be infant, toddlers, preschool, Avid preschool, because we do have a regular preschool classroom, wherein if a child does not qualify for a regular Avid because of age or they don't live in the city, they can be in our regular preschool classroom. And then if the age didn't play for them in September because they missed it, October because they missed the deadline. Once they turn 3 years old, that following September, they can transition from our regular preschool into our Avid preschool program. We are our main office, which you would have to, first you have to enroll in Camden Enrollment if you want your child to attend our BOE classrooms. You have to register on the Camden Enrollment website. You can call there at 856-536-3999, or if you want to call one of the centers, and the family workers will be more than happy to help you out if you don't want to call the office. But eventually you'll end up at our main office because there's another section that you have to do in order to complete your child's registration. And the phone number, the address is 532 State Street, and the phone number is 365-4403. Now, I hope I covered everything, but does anyone have any questions?
Awesome. Any questions for Respond from Ms. Yancey? All right. Well, thank you very much, Ms. Yancey. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
All right. And so I'm going to have Ms. Tanya go for CCSD, but just want to make sure, is CFS on here, Center for Family Services? Okay, just wanted to make sure. All right, Ms. Tanya.
Hi guys, I'm back. First, I just want to let everyone know that you guys did such an awesome job. I was starting to type into the chat, and then I was like, I'm just going to skip because I'm not typing everybody enough. But everybody did such a great job. For the parents still on the line, I personally work with all these young ladies that presented today, and you guys did a great job. Thank you guys so much. So there was a lot of information shared, but the one point that I want to get across is that all the ladies that spoke today all have pre-K classrooms, district, Abbott, BOE, whatever you want to call it, those classrooms in their facilities. They all have certified teachers. They all follow the same curriculum as a school district. So their same creative curriculum, the breakfast, lunch, and dinner, breakfast, lunch, and snacks. The basic structure is all the same. But as you heard today, they're very different because they offer so many different things. So it's like up to the parent to decide what it is you really need. So it was awesome for everybody to be able to talk about their programs today. And I enjoyed just listening to it, even though I knew all the information that was given. I enjoyed listening to it. I enjoyed how prideful you guys were about your programs. So I'm just going to really hit CREAM and ECDC really quickly. ECDC is the largest early childhood center in the city of Camden. RUTGERS is right behind us, but they're also pre-K classrooms. But ECDC has 33 classrooms, or will have 33 classrooms come September. So that's the largest. One of the highlights of ECDC is that it's all early childhood children. And a lot of our school district class, our facilities, your children may be going to a pre-K, but they're in a building with maybe up to 5th grade, maybe K to 8, are also in that building. ECDC offers that unique atmosphere where it's just nothing but all early childhood children all under one roof. There's nurses on site. We don't have in the district the family workers. I work with all the family workers in the city, and they give, I'm going to say, one-on-one love to all of our families. I mean, their caseload is 45 families on each family worker's caseload. So you have that personal family engagement. You have that personal person to talk to. So that's one of the benefits of Head Start and our private providers, is because you have these family advocates, these ladies that are here on this call today, giving you all these resources and help. In the district, we have social workers. We have early childhood social workers. We have 4 social workers, but they're spread throughout the district schools. So they're definitely more than 45. I would say they all have at least 4 schools apiece, and I know 2 of them split ECDC. So I just wanted to just highlight that everything everybody said today is happening at ECDC, those certified teachers. Our professional development that our district teachers get, all of our private provider teachers get the same professional development. So they get all the same support. They're learning all the same ways to nurture and teach our children, even down to the potty training. Everybody's learning the same thing, so the same things are occurring. Like I said, the only difference is a program, a private provider, or Head Start may offer additional services, offer infant and toddler, extended hours, a lot of other things that the district may not offer. But just know that educational wise, they're all under the same umbrella, and all our children are learning the same. So your child's going to get the same experience educationally, going to either the district, Head Start, or the private provider sites. Cream School is our second early childhood facility in Camden, and that's a new facility. They literally used to be a family school, and it was transitioned last year to an early childhood center, and they took on K last year. So now it's early childhood and kindergarten over at Cream. In September, they will have 18 pre-K classrooms in that facility. So in that area, families can choose to bring their child to Cream School if they live in that area or close. But the wonderful thing about pre-K is that we're trying to be all over the city. With our partnerships with Head Start and private providers and our district schools, there's a pre-K program in every neighborhood. And we're thankful that we continue to have our providers in North Camden and Fairview, South Camden, Centerville. There's so many great programs that parents can choose from. And this is a great avenue to be able to find out about those programs. Back in the day when we were normal, you could literally go to the school and take that tour and talk to a family worker and get more information, so you're feeling comfortable about where you want to send your child. But we'll be back there soon. So we encourage you, apply now, take these virtual tours as it is. As soon as this pandemic's open, you'll be able to experience the whole pre-K program as a whole. I think that's all I have to share.
Thank you so much, Ms. Tanya. And I'm sorry if I'm being redundant, but I just wanted to echo that, you know, Ms. Tanya did cover the Camden City School District early childhood locations, but the family schools such as Dudley Davis, Betts, Yorkshire, HB Wilson, Caddo, Coopers Point, so they also have pre-K in their schools. But again, just reiterating that pre-K is not a guaranteed seat at your neighborhood school, so you do have to apply now. Thank you so much, Ms. Tanya. And so, Ms. C. Baker, you've also been our only other parent on the call, so you will get a very loaded goodie bag from Rowan's Champs. This has a beach towel, t-shirt, hoodie, water bottle, notebooks. This is a nice swag bag. So if you can also put your information in the contact for us to make sure we get that to you, that'll be great. And then we will be wrapping up soon. I just want to play our main round video so that parents do know how to apply. But again, you can always, as Ms. Yancey said, you can call our hotline at 856-536-3999 to ask any questions, or if you want to apply over the phone, you can. all of our reps are bilingual and we can support you with that process. And our main round application deadline is April 2nd right now. All right, can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. Actually. All right, everyone. Yeah, that is our virtual school fair for pre-K. Thank you, everyone, for attending and for your efforts. This was recorded, so we will share this.
You're muted.
Again, I just wanted to thank everyone for joining us today. Providers, you did a great job presenting your school. Ms. Tanya, always graceful and so articulate and just to the point, and giving that information for parents. Like Soleil said, we will be sharing this on Facebook and our other social media platforms, so that you can follow up, you know, and watch along and get information. So if you have parents that you think might benefit from this, please guide them to our social media platform so they can see it. We will be hosting 2 more of these this week. So tomorrow night from 4 to 6 p.m., we'll be hosting all the K through 8th schools. So if you have a student that's going to be transitioning to one of those grades and you're interested to learning about your school options, there's still time to register by going to our website or, you know, clicking on the links on our social media platforms. And then on the following day, on Wednesday, we will be hosting all the high schools. So you have a student that's entering high school and you want to learn more about those school options, register for that as well. Let your family and friends know. And we look forward to seeing you. Thank you all.
Yes, and sorry for my house music. I just want to make sure we have a little party at the end. So thanks, everybody. Have a good day. Have a good evening.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.